You guys already know what I'm going to be talking about in this video. Obviously, I'm starting the year off strong and I'm going to read the whole Twilight series. I don't know if this video is just going to be me reading the first one or the whole thing. I haven't decided yet, but obviously you guys saw the title. So anyways, I have had these books on my TBR forever. I love the Twilight movies. They have my whole heart. I have loved them since high school, and I understand for some of you that might be cringy because I do admit the first one, the quality is terrible, but I love them so much. I am starting to see now like why people enjoyed the books and why they were so popular, because I did start this one and I'm about 100 pages in currently. And I've been noticing like all the little differences between Bella and Edward's character, and I'm getting to see like new scenes in here that weren't included in the movies. And it's just been really fun to see like a different side of Edward, because I feel like he is so different in the book than like he's portrayed in the movie. Guys, like we were robbed. He is so fun and flirty with her and just loose. And I'm honestly upset that he wasn't like that in the movie, because I'm over here like eating up every single word that he's saying to her. The tension is so good. But currently I'm at the part where she just passed out because they were pricking their fingers in blood, and I guess she faints at the sight of blood, which she doesn't do that in the movie. So that has been interesting to see. And he asked her if she would go to Seattle with him because she was going, and I guess like he was like, do you need a ride? Because he's starting to like her. And she's also at the point where she's trying to figure out like what he is, because he saved her from getting hit by that car. And he literally asked her, he's like, what do you think I am? Like, just for funsies. And she says the only thing she could think of was Peter Parker. That was funny. But yeah, so she hasn't figured out that he's a vampire yet, and they haven't even revealed that. Jacob hasn't even come into the picture yet. I'm gonna put these down because they're so heavy. I didn't realize that they are really beefy. The first one is 500 pages almost. And I think Breaking Dawn, which is the bottom one I have here, is close to 700 pages. But I am really enjoying it so far, and I'm excited to read the rest of them. So definitely let me know in the comments if you guys like the books. What is your favorite book? Are you Team Edward or Team Jacob? Personally, I'm a Team Edward girly, and like I said, we were robbed. I'm literally so upset that we didn't get to see a flirty Edward in the Twilight movies. This camera angle is none other, but I'm trying to hold this in my book at the same time. I am reading, I'm on page 138, it's the next day by the way, and I just had this full circle moment I wanted to share with you guys. So basically, she's at the point now where she is Googling like vampires, because Jacob told her the whole story of the history of the pack and how the Cullens are what they call like the cold ones. And I was just thinking about the last movie for whatever random reason, and thinking about how when she meets Edward for the first time in this book, they're sitting in the classroom. There's this scene on page 50 where he asks her, he says, "Am I annoying you?" he asked. He sounded amused. I glanced at him without thinking and told the truth again. Not exactly. I'm more annoyed at myself. My face is so easy to read. My mother always calls me her open book. On the contrary, I find you very difficult to read, despite everything that I'd said and he'd guessed. He sounded like he meant it. And I just had this full circle moment where I was like, that is foreshadowing, because in the last movie, she is a shield, and he literally says like, oh, that's like definitely why I had such a hard time reading you, and like why I can't read your mind. And I just thought that was cool, so I wanted to share with you guys. Good morning, you guys, from me and my Stanley Cup. I wanted to update you because it's been a few days since I've read actually, but I did read this book last night, and I'm almost to 200 pages. I was so excited because I finally reached the point where she knows he's a vampire, and I read the 3 famous lines that are actually written on the back of the book. They're on page 195, where she says, about 3 things I was absolutely positive. First, Edward was a vampire. Second, there was part of him, and I didn't know how potent that part might be, that thirsted for my blood. And third, I was unconditionally and irrevocably in love with him. And after I read that, I was like, I'm done. Like, hook, line, sinker, drag me in. And I feel like it's really going to start picking up now, and things are going to get good. And I'm so excited to read the scene where she goes to play baseball with them, with his family, because I think that scene in the movie is so iconic. But I feel like I am really behind because normally reading a 500-page book would take me like, I don't know, maybe like a week, but I've just been so tired and busy with work lately. I just go to bed at night and I'm like, I just really don't want to read. I would rather watch like YouTube or something where I don't have to like use my brain at all. So I'm trying to give myself grace and get through this book, but I'm really enjoying it and I just want to give y'all the update. So I hope that you guys are having a good day. I've been reading all afternoon. I'm almost to 300 pages and I don't think I've laughed so hard in my life. Not her getting motion sickness when he runs with her on his back for the first time. I don't think I've laughed harder in my life. I look ridiculous right now, but I took a shower break and I read all afternoon. I'm almost at 300 pages. I have this much left. And I wanted to give you guys an update because I was just swooning the entire time where Edward was basically confessing his love to Bella. I wanted to read you guys some pages because it was just so romantic. Let me find it. I'm on page 273. He says, Bella, I couldn't live with myself if I ever hurt you. You don't know how it's tortured me. The thought of you, still, white, cold, to never see you blush scarlet again, to never see that flush of intuition in your eyes when you see through my pretenses, it would be unendurable. You are the most important thing to me now, the most important thing to me ever. I was swooning and just smiling through this entire chapter. I don't even know which chapter this is. Chapter 12. That's what it was. And also at the beginning of the chapter, Jacob and his dad go to Bella and Charlie's house for like a surprise visit. And Bella is actually with Edward, and Billy, Jacob's dad, sees her with Edward. And on his way like out after they leave, he's like, Bella, you better watch out for yourself, because he knows what Edward is. And Jacob, he's pretty innocent in this book so far because I don't think he knows that Edward is a vampire. He like knows of him and his family and like the Cullens, but he hasn't like, I don't know, really said much of anything in like regards to like seeing her with Edward. He doesn't seem concerned, but I think things are gonna start picking up and she's gonna meet his family soon. I'm just so excited. I'm getting to the point where I just don't want to stop reading it, and I'm probably gonna read more before I go to bed, but I'm almost at 300 pages. There's nothing better than getting in bed after a long day and reading your book. I would just like to say that I've reached the game chapter. Jacob doesn't know that he's a vampire. About Twilight. I just love that I look as pale as a vampire right now. I don't know what's going on with this lighting, but I'm here to update you guys and tell you that I finished the book last night and it was so good. I'm so sad that it's over, but also so excited to start book number 2 and watch the movie this weekend. I decided to rate it 5 stars because when I rate a book 5 stars, it's because I felt all of the emotions. I didn't want to put it down, and also I think about it afterwards, and I already know that this book series is going to be a comfort series for me, and it was just honestly everything that I was hoping it would be, and I'm so happy I finally read it. I know at the beginning of this video I wasn't sure, can I talk? If I was just going to include just the first book or all of them. Just to be clear, this is just on the first Twilight book. This took me so long to finish, I honestly don't even know when I'm going to be done with the rest of them. A quick overview of my thoughts. I really enjoyed getting to see a new side of Edward and also getting to see a new side of Bella as well. I feel like they have really good chemistry together, and when I think about this book, the tropes that come to mind are definitely soulmates, insta-love because they fall in love so fast. It also reminds me of Twisted Love. I read that recently. It has like the very like possessive don't touch her or I will kill you vibe to it. And also the I can't live without you. Bella says that like a trillion times in this book, even though they've only known each other for like, I don't know, not that long. I also think about like found family too, because I feel like she finds a new family in Edward's adopted family, and he finds like new family in her in finding his soulmate. So I thought that was really cute, and I love their group in the movies and just like their clan and everything. So it was really cool to learn about like their origin stories, all of his different family members, because they don't talk about that history in the movie at all. And I have to say, I said at the beginning of this video that Edward was robbed, or we were robbed of like a good movie Edward because he's so fun and flirty in the book. But Jasper, my boy Jasper, he was robbed. I'm so upset. I feel like in the movie they portray him as like some weak vampire that cannot be around Bella at all because he can't control himself. But that is not at all how he is portrayed in this book. He's so kind and genuine. He actually has like special powers, which they totally did not include that in the movie at all. And he's so sweet with Alice and doting on her, and it's just so adorable. So I'm really mad. There needs to be justice for him. Otherwise, I think obviously there are cringy moments that I laughed out loud at, but there are also a lot of swoon-worthy moments, which were so cute. That entire chapter where they sit in the field and confess their love to one another. I was dead. It was so sweet and romantic. Needless to say, I really enjoyed reading this, and definitely let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments if you have read this book. I know rating it 5 stars, some of you might not agree with me on that because I saw a lot of my friends on Goodreads rated it like 2 or 3 stars. But hey, I'm a sucker for a good romance, and Twilight was definitely that for me. It did not disappoint. But thank you guys so much for coming along on this Twilight journey with me. I feel like I need to get some Edward merch now or something like that so I can wear my new merch, read the rest of the books, and watch the rest of the movies. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, I hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, I will say, if you guys want to keep up with me reading the rest of the book series, definitely follow me on Instagram. My handle is blondie with a book. I post over there quite regularly. I post a lot of like my book reviews. You can see what I'm currently reading. I also post like reels and aesthetic book photos and stuff like that. So be sure to check that out in the description box if you are interested. But I hope that you guys are having a great day wherever you are, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye guys!